Virgo, happy August 2017. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I apologize, your reads are out late. My parents have been in town for about a week, and that obviously takes precedence. I haven't seen them in about 6 months, so it's pretty important that I spent as much time with them as possible. They like to, hang out with my son and whatnot. So, again, hope everybody's doing fantastic. I am going to do a mid-month reading, so hopefully that makes up for the delay in these. As I always say, check your sun, moon, and rising, as those may resonate with you sometimes more than other aspects, right? This is a general read, so hopefully it resonates with the majority of you, but if it doesn't, check those signs. I move pretty fast, as we've discussed, because I've got a lot I want to get out and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. The information is below. Private reading, donation information is all in the description. So let's get started for Virgo August 2017. So we always start with your current position coming into the month. And you have the Five of Coins. Virgo, what's going on? So the Five of Coins is about loss, generally pertaining to money. So some of you maybe have a bad financial decision. Maybe if you're single, this is telling me that there may have been something that got in the way of dating. Maybe you've started to date and you've kind of had to concentrate on work more than anything. You've put your focus on other things than dating. It could also mean that some of you are dating somebody who's draining you because you're paying for the dates or you're paying for everything. Somebody you thought you really liked, maybe you do really like them, but you cannot carry that burden and you just started dating, or you've been dating on and off for a little while and you're kind of like, I can't go into poverty over dating you. Not the best card to come into the month with, but not the worst either. It's just basically a warning. Be careful. So if you're single, this tells me, like, be careful of gold diggers, male or female. Just make sure that it's kind of equal. That's how I date, right? It needs to be not necessarily Dutch, because I still firmly believe that, you should treat each other or whatnot. But if they're draining you, could be financially, emotionally, etc., then it's very, something to look at as well. But I get a really high red flag on the fact that some of you've had to kind of put dating on the back end because you didn't realize how financially unstable things were getting in your life, and so you're not having a good time of balancing both. If you're looking to reconcile, this tells me that you or your partner are going through some sort of financial instability, or the root of all evil was money, and that part of the reason you broke up was because there were too many issues with money, too many issues with finances, too many issues with making ends meet. One of you was slacking, one of you was working really hard, or, it doesn't have to always be that, but I do get the sense that one of you was working really hard, the other one not so much, and maybe that led to some of your relationship problems. I mean, they say that, 90% or, well, don't even quote me on that, but I've read articles that say X amount of relationships break up because of financial issues. So if you're looking to reconcile, it kind of makes me feel like you're still going through a ration of crap at the moment. The next card you have is internal feelings. So things that you're feeling internally that you want to focus on, inside of yourself or inside of your feelings or challenges, often hinders or helps what's coming into your position coming to the month. So hopefully that helps. And the sun does shed a little light. So the sun is about solutions and hope, self-awareness. So this definitely says, okay, I might be going through this, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, but there's hope. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So if you're single, you are hopeful and you are self-aware. So you're kind of pushing the dating on the opposite spectrum, because making money and fulfilling what you need to do to take care of the day-to-day is going to be more important. However, I do get the sense that some of you have found somebody that you really, really like that's kind of lighted up your universe a little bit, or lit up, or however you want to say it. And you're just kind of going, please bear with me in this time of, you know, trying to figure things out. And so it's almost like you're feeling like, okay, there's hope here, and I met somebody amazing, but I have to take care of, you know, what's right in front of me. This is clear-sightedness. So, and again, it's solution. So you're realizing you have to deal with this, and you're making a plan. If you are single and you're meeting a bunch of gold diggers, you can see things very clear, and you can get past that, and you can move past that, and you're not going to have an issue in that arena. You're going to be able to take care of yourself. If you're looking to reconcile, it's almost as if there is hope there. It's almost as if you're self-aware of whether maybe you were the one causing the financial burden. Although Virgos work really hard, and a lot of times they have a hard time focusing on the love and the passion and the emotions. Not all the time, just sometimes, because they kind of feel like they're fulfilling their duties. You kind of feel like, I'm taking care of business, so what else do you want from me? And so I feel like a lot of you are going to notice that it wasn't you, it was your partner that was draining, or you were getting annoyed because your partner wasn't, you know, you were working 40, 50 hours a week, and they were working 15, 20, kind of laissez-faire, doing their thing. And now you see the solutions, or maybe they do, but there's definitely hope in this card of a reconciliation if that's what really should happen in your relationship. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past few years, this isn't recent, this is distant. And you have the Two of Wands. So again, as I always say, I bring this card up. Past relationships, because it's traits or things you may be dealing with now. It doesn't have to be negative, it doesn't have to be positive. It can just be something that maybe this month you're feeling that you brought from another relationship, or you were hoping from another relationship, etc. So you have, again, the Two of Wands, and this is all about planning, goals, looking forward. So I always read this for anybody looking to reconcile and anybody in the single status, the same. The two is basically telling me you were looking forward to something, you had goals, you were planning something, and everything fell through. You were going to get married and it busted. You were going to move in together and something happened. The two is very straightforward in this position for me, because this says you were looking forward to something and it didn't happen. And now I think that plays very well into this, because maybe if you are dating and you're meeting a lot of gold diggers or people looking for money, you're going, whoa, 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 I was here, I made good money, I took care of things, and they walked all over me, I'm not doing that again. Or it could be the opposite, that at some point in a relationship, things were financially really insecure, and you were planning all these ways of making things happen. Maybe a partner gave up on you, or you gave up on them, or the relationship just kind of kaput. But this tells me that some of you were really looking forward to something, marriage, something big, and it just kind of fell flat. I get death too. Some of you may have, I don't know, like you need this sun, this hope on the end, because maybe you feel insecure about being with anybody because there was something that you felt like so strongly for, or somebody that was amazing in your life that you had plans to get married and you had goals together, maybe kids. For some reason, there's like a death circling here. So maybe it resonates with one person, but there was like a miscarriage or a death of your significant other. Whatever it was, you had all these ideas and hopes and plans, and you're feeling that energy again, but you're also kind of going, man, you know, I suffered a lot, whatever it was you went through, and I just don't know that I can get through that again. But you can. You can. The next card you have is your most recent past. So over the past few weeks, past month or so, and you have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is about quick action, force, movement. So you are having to recoup from whatever this is. If it's financial loss, if it's work, if it's dating somebody that you thought was one thing, maybe you had plans to move in together, do something like that, and it kind of fell through. Whatever this 8 is representing, it's saying you had to take a stance. You had to make things happen. You had to take quick action. Normally, I would think for singles that this is like, you know, you have to make sure you get away from somebody, but it's weird. All of a sudden I'm getting like this turn of like, I don't know. The Eight of Wands is almost coming across as the past few weeks that you've had to make a decision on somebody that you thought was good for you, that you found out they weren't. But even weirder or even crazier that's coming in is that you're going to make action to like marry somebody or move in with somebody. It's going to come quick. So maybe you've been kind of spending money or aligning things up for somebody you really do love and care about, because there's this hope here. And really, now all of a sudden I'm thinking this past was somebody that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with. And it's almost like the Eight of Wands the past few weeks. You're going, this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I'm dating somebody that I know that this could happen with. And I'm going to make it happen. Like, you're going to make a move towards marriage, or, and I don't even think marriage, because this is singles, right? So I think it could be moving in together or a commitment. Just be careful not to force it, because the 8 can be, it can come across as the opposite of what you want, and the fact that you can be forcing something that really isn't ready yet. Or maybe you're kind of thinking, well, you know, I'm living on my own and he or she's living on their own, and it would be more sensible for us to move in together, and you're making that happen. Or maybe you're feeling drained of money because you are moving in together and you're putting that, you know, you're going, oh, this is a lot more than we thought it was going to be, and we're combining forces, but we have 2, 3, 5 kids, or maybe no, just, you know, 10 dogs, who knows. But the Eight of Wands is not a bad card necessarily, it's just quick action. And I feel like it's a toss-up. For some of you, I'm feeling like you're moving forward into something that could bring you out of single status into coupled status. And then for some of you, I'm thinking like you're moving away from something that was probably not going to be very good. If you're looking to reconcile, it's also a 50-50 toss-up. Either you're making plans to reconcile and it's going to help financially or help things grow a little more, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be like, all right, you know, we're getting back together and things are going to happen and we love each other and boom. Or it's going to be the opposite, where you're like, hell no, they're draining my bank account, I'm out, we're done. The next card you have is going to be your distant future. So over the next few months and into the end of the year, and you have the Knight of Swords. So, all right, if you're single, I'm starting to think that maybe somebody came back, and it's very interesting. None of this is flowing as smoothly as last month. So the Knight is telling me maybe somebody came back, you gave them a chance, and now they've drained you of like funding, emotions, etc. Because the Knight of Swords is confrontation. I mean, this is hostility at its most. So if you're single, I feel like you're either cutting people out of your life that are costing you money, or taking too much emotion from you, or not worth your time, because it doesn't have to be financially. It's just hard when the Five of Coins reads so strong as like a monetary type situation. The Knight of Swords is, you know, being logical and being like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. So for a lot of you, I feel like you're cutting it out, but I don't think it has to be money. I think it could be emotions. And I get the strong feeling somebody came back and you're like, no way. Or they're saying no way to you. Because all of a sudden I get the feeling that they're going, nope, I cut you out. And you're going, wait. So it's very strange. It's almost like somebody wanted you to come back. You came back. You kind of did the work and the motions. And now they're out of here. And you're kind of like, what is going on? It could also be you going, I'm done. But it's interesting because this is singles. And so I really do get the feeling that some of you have been dating, but then your ex came back, or you came back to an ex, and now it's like you're just done, or they're just done with you. And really, Virgo, I hate to say this, but I get the feeling that some of them are done with you. So I don't know what you're up to. I get that this 8 is mixed feelings. Like, are you telling them one thing and showing them something different? This is almost like action speaking louder than words. So the next few months, it's like you're going to have to figure some stuff out. There's going to be some confrontation here. And if you are single, I feel like you're almost like cutting throats. You're kind of like, if this isn't what I want, I'm not going for it. If this isn't what I want, I'm not going for it. Very hostile. Virgo, you've got to watch that, because you can come across as some, you know, scissor yielding people if you want to. And the funny thing about that is Virgos can come across that way, but they don't want to. They're just not sure how to get over that kind of sharp edge. If you're looking to reconcile, this card is definitely not a positive. This is about splitting things up, being logical, confronting each other, saying, hey, this isn't going to work, and moving separate ways. This being your outcome card for the next few months does not speak in favor of reconciliation. And if you're single, really, Virgo, I think it comes down to now you have to live and let go, or love and show, because this really shows of action speaking louder than words. So it's almost like I could see some of you being like, hey, I love you, I want you back, or they say it to you and everything's hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I don't know how much I love you, or well, I don't know what I want, or I'm not. It's like this, it's very confusing right now, Virgo, because this Knight is speaking depth as far as get out of it if it's not good for you, and if it is good for you, then make it happen, but don't pussyfoot around it anymore. Whatever the situation is, go for it or get off the pot. The next card you have is your immediate future, and this is the Eight of Cups. This is over the next few weeks, so throughout the month of August, and this is stagnation. This is dissatisfaction, and this is trying to move forward. So this mirrors the 8. So it feels like the past few weeks and going into August, you're trying to make something happen. Either you want to make it happen and your partner's not willing, doesn't want to, or you're not being upfront and honest about it. And that, if you're looking to reconcile, that's really what it comes down to, is that you're trying to make things happen, or they are, and it's not going to move in that direction. If you're single, it's feeling like you're trying to get over somebody, and so you're trying to push things with somebody else, and it's not working, and you're getting pissed off, because this is about you wanting to move, and they're going, no. I mean, are you trying to get over a serious relationship in the past, and now you're dating and you're trying to recreate that? Virgo, this spread is telling me to stop. Like, you need to stop. Think about your hopes and dreams and what you want and what you can achieve and what you planned on before and what excited you and what made you happy. And then you need to stop this, like, push in whatever direction you're trying to, because I feel like you're like, and some of you, I feel like maybe you're single, but you don't want to be single. It's almost like reconciliation and singles are coming together this month, because I feel like some of you have the opportunity to reconcile and you're not doing it because you're doing a stubborn, I don't need to, and I know I'm going to get emails and people are going to be pissed off and they're going to be like, no, I don't want them back, and they did it, and like, cut the bullshit already. Either you want them back, make the effort to get them back, and make a concerted effort over and over, or cut them out completely. It's like some of you are waiting in this angst of, you know, disappointment, and like, either choose not to be disappointed, move on, have a great time, date, you know, your birthday's coming up. So use that as an excuse to get over this. But some of you are wallowing bad. And this is for singles and anybody looking to reconcile, because some of you are single, you're treading on this belief of, you know, I'll find it and I can do it. And, you know, I don't know, Virgo. I have to say, like, this is kind of almost disappointing, because I feel like a lot of you message me or whatnot saying, I don't want my ex back and they don't deserve me and whatever. And then you're constantly thinking about them and you're not doing anything about it. So either do something about it, make it happen, or get over them and move on. But don't move on with this hostility in the future of, oh, I'm going to move on from you, but I'm still going to make your life a living hell. It's almost like some of you don't want to be back with your ex, but you don't want them to be with anybody else, or vice versa. They don't want to be with you, and now you're pissed. And I don't know, Virgo, this is kind of a sharp month. All right, the next card you have is any future external factors, and you have the Seven of Swords. Gosh, you've got swords and wands all over the place. The Seven of Swords being external talks about manipulation, strategy, solitude, deception. So either your partner, if you're looking to reconcile, was deceiving you, or you're deceiving them. There's some sort of game playing here, and honestly, it needs to stop. If you're single, again, I cannot help getting this feeling of you're single, but your whole intention is to make somebody else jealous, or to make somebody else want you more when you could pick up the phone, tell them how much you love them and care about them, and move on from this. I'm not saying this is everybody, but these cards are just breathing of you're single, but you're not single. So it's almost like singles and reconciliation are kind of the same. I'm not saying this is all Virgo's doing by any means, but whatever you're in now is like an endless cycle of bullshit, and you need to get out of it because it sucks, and it doesn't seem like it's helping you, and it's not helping them either. Could just be if you're dating that you're feeling like everybody's out there to get you. Whatever this is, Virgo, the dating, all of this, if this is somebody who's dating and they could give crap less about their ex, you're still dating with, I had all these plans with this person, and I had all this love for them, and I did all this. So when I date somebody, I'm not giving them anything, and they're not getting anything from me, and I won't ask them for anything. You got to change that mentality. It's not a good space to be in. The next card you have is your internal feelings throughout the month of August, and you have Justice. So again, this isn't a bad card, but this is internal, so this is how you're feeling, and this is cause and effect. This is revenge, and this is getting somebody back, or they getting you back, but this is about cause and effect as far as if I do X, Y, and Z, I'll get this in return. So some of you are dating, but you're dating in a, well, if I put on the charm, I'll get what I want. Maybe there's some sort of lust there. Maybe there's some sort of physicality, whatever. I know I'm going to get messages for Virgo saying, but I do all the time. And yet half the people in my life, and like 3 of my best relationships and worst, were with Virgo. So you're going to tell me this is inaccurate, and this is, but I'll know for a fact that a lot of this is going to resonate with you, and that's why it pisses you off. Justice is about absolute. So you're going to go out dating, and you're going to be like, check, 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 check. They better do this, this, and this. And if they don't, bye. It's almost like you're not ready to give anybody the time of day because you're pissed off, Virgo. What's going on this month? It's almost like you're pissed off at the world. And again, some of you are going to email me and say, I'm not pissed. I'm doing fantastic. Great. But this spread is showing something different. And Justice is about you're going, well, maybe if I go out and date a bunch of people and I meet this beautiful man or woman and I post it on Facebook and whatever, my ex will see it. Virgo, if you want something, you've got to get it and stop playing games. And if somebody's playing games with you, because this is the same thing, maybe you were in a place of moving on, and then you're seeing them do this. Right now, this month is just turning out to be like vindictive. And this is you feeling that way inside. You're kind of being like a moral compass. You're trying to figure out what's good, what's not good. And in the interim, you're not trying to hurt anybody either. You're just kind of going, I'm pissed. And your heart is heavy. If you're looking to reconcile, it's all kind of coming together, same thing. It's like a cat and mouse. One of you's ready to date, one of you's not. Or you're playing games back and forth. I don't know what it's going to take, Virgo, but you've got to stop because these cards are pretty heavy. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome of August, which I'm guessing is more fears than hopes. Although I'm hoping the Sun card comes through because that's really the base of what you want. And your outcome is temperance, which is patience, which Virgo, you're going to have to practice because this is about moderation and balance. I really do feel like if you're single, so the 6 is about abandonment, travel, retreating. So if you're single, I feel like either you're going to retreat from the single life because you feel like you can't handle it. Maybe you're seeing your ex out on websites and whatnot, and it's driving you crazy. Maybe you've been ready to be single. You want to find the one for you. Something is hindering you this month. The 6, and if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. I think you're going to take off and kind of get out of your own headspace and not let it bother you. If you're single, I see the same sort of thing. Well, this is kind of your hopes or fears. So I'm thinking some of you are wanting to like get out and get away from it all. You just want to release it, get done. If you're dating, you're just kind of like, well, I'm just going to put it on the back burner because nothing really feels right and something is not working for you. The outcome of the month, the temperance, is about, again, patience, moderation, balance, compromise. So I think at the end of the month, you're going to have to realize if you're looking to reconcile, you're going to have to compromise. That, I mean, this is a toss-up. Either it's going to work or it's not, but you're going to have to learn to compromise. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And if you're dating, I think it's going to be moderation too. So all of a sudden I'm thinking of it as like you spoiled a bunch of men or women, or you took people out, or you spent a bunch of money on new clothes or whatever, because this 5 still screams of spending a lot of money. And I think at the end of the month, you're going to have to go, I don't need to show off anything. I don't need to please anybody. I need to please myself. I need to take care of myself. I need to have balance in my life. And that's, I mean, Virgo, there's all this chaos going on. And I really think that you're going to find that at the end of the month, you're going to go, it's all about balance. And I can meet somebody incredible if I get everything around me, all my ducks in a row. So Virgo, this tells me that some of you are having hard feelings. You're going to have some sore spots, some rough times. Every other month is good and every other month is bad, but that's how life is, right? It never works out the way you want. But Virgo, I can be hard sometimes on you guys, and a lot of times I back you up and say it's not you, and I get emails of people saying, oh, it was him and it was her and it was horrible and they were the one. But Virgo, there's a chip on your shoulder a mile long this month. I don't know if it's running into exes, finding out your ex got married. I don't know if it's you're trying to be single and your ex popped up on a dating site, whatever it is. Be this. Balance it out. Get it reined in, because if you don't, it's going to get ugly. All right, Virgo. I'll see you in September. Bye.